The financial regulators issued a statement naming him in their investigation. His friends stopped answering his calls. His face, once the symbol of success, became the face of scandal. And me? I slipped quietly out of the narrative. No one suspected the smiling woman at the charity events, the sympathetic you at luncheons, the casual acquaintance who was always there but never too close. Greg was finished, and I had never looked more innocent. But as satisfying as it was to watch his fall, I knew there was one final piece left. A closure not for him, but for me. I needed to look into his broken eyes one last time and let him know that the game was truly over. The city felt different after Greg's fall. Lighter, somehow, as though the very air had been cleared of his arrogance, his laughter, his slick confidence that once seemed unshakable. For weeks, I lived quietly, watching his name fade from the headlines, his face disappear from social circles. Melissa moved forward with her divorce, the charity circles whispering their sympathy. His firm scrubbed him from their website as though he had never existed. It would have been easy to leave it there, to walk away, satisfied that I had destroyed him. But some part of me still burned with unfinished business. Greg needed to see me, truly see me, not as the woman he could fool, but as the one who dismantled him. It wasn't hard to track him down. He had retreated to a modest apartment far from the city's glittering core, a far cry from the penthouse he once flaunted. Through discreet inquiries and a little persistence, I found the address. On a rainy evening fitting, somehow I went. The building was gray and tired, the kind of place where dreams went to die. I climbed the stairs, heels clicking against the worn tiles, and knocked. The man who opened the door was not the Greg I remembered. His once polished hair was unkempt, streaked with gray that seemed to have appeared overnight. His eyes were bloodshot, his jaw unshaven. He wore sweatpants and a t-shirt stained with something I didn't want to identify. For a moment, he just stayed, stunned. Then, voice hoarse, he whispered, "You." "Hello, Greg," I said softly, stepping past him before he could protest. The apartment was dim, cluttered with empty bottles and unopened mail. The scent of defeat clung to the air. "What are you doing here?" His voice cracked, part fear, part disbelief. "I came," I said, turning to face him, "to give you the courtesy of truth." He laughed bitterly. "Truth? You don't know the meaning of it." "Oh, but I do," I countered, my voice sharp. "I know that you lied to me, to your wife, to everyone who ever trusted you. I know that you built your whole life on lies, and now look at you." I swept my hand at the dingy apartment. "This is the truth, Greg. This is who you are when the mask is gone." His face twisted, anger bubbling beneath the surface. "You did this to me." I stepped closer, locking eyes with him. "No, you did this to yourself. I just made sure the world saw it." For a long moment, silence stretched between us. His chest heaved, his hands trembled. I wondered if he might lash out, but instead, he collapsed into the armchair, head in his hands. "Why, oh," he muttered. "Why couldn't you just walk away like the others?" I leaned down, close enough for him to feel the heat of my breath. "Because I'm not like the others." I straightened, smoothing my coat. My voice softened, not with pity, but with finality. "You thought you could charm me. You thought you could make me laugh, make me feel special, and then toss me aside when it suited you. But you underestimated me, Greg. You mistook my kindness for weakness. And that was your fatal mistake." He looked up, eyes glistening. "What do you want from me?" "Nothing," I said simply. "I already have what I wanted. Your wife is gone. Your career is destroyed. Your reputation dust. I wanted you broken, Greg. And here you are." His lips parted as if to speak, but no words came. Only silence, heavy and suffocating. I turned toward the door. "This is the last time you'll see me. Consider it a gift. You'll live with the knowledge of what you lost, what you destroyed, and the fact that it was all your fault." My hand lingered on the doorknob for a moment. I glanced back, just once. He looked smaller than ever, a man stripped of all his armor. "Goodbye, Greg," I whispered. And then I left. The rain had stopped when I stepped outside. The air was cool, the streets glistening under the city lights. I walked without rushing, heels clicking a steady rhythm, each step lighter than the last. Revenge had not erased the betrayal, It had not restored the innocence of that day at the airport when I had laughed so freely at his jokes, but it had given me something else. Power, closure, freedom. I no longer replayed his words in my head, no longer wondered what I had done wrong. I knew now, with unshakable clarity, that Greg's sins were his own, and he had paid for them. Life moved forward. I poured myself into my photography, capturing weddings with a sharper eye, a deeper understanding of love and the lies that sometimes masquerade as it. My work flourished, my name gaining recognition in circles that once felt close to me. Laura, my best friend, noticed the change. "You're glowing, Lily," she said one afternoon as we shared coffee. "I'm free," I replied simply. And I was. Greg was a closed chapter, a cautionary tale. I no longer needed to think about him, no longer needed to hold on to the anger. My revenge had been written, delivered, and sealed. The rest of my life was waiting, and I intended to live it without ever looking back. Months later, at another airport, I found myself waiting for my luggage. The carousel hummed, strangers milled around, and I thought of that first day with Greg. The conversation, the laughter, the spark that had felt so real. But this time, I didn't ache. I didn't yearn. I smiled to myself, knowing I had survived it, conquered it, and come out stronger. Greg had been a lesson, painful, messy, but necessary, and I had turned that pain into power. As my suitcase appeared, I lifted it easily, shoulders straight, heart unburdened. The world was wide open again, full of possibilities, and I was finally ready to embrace them.